everybody to Catching Up with Cassie J. We are back to catch up with the young and pregnant women. No one's pregnant anymore. Well, never mind. I forgot about Rachel. I'm going to talk about her because I notice I keep starting the show with her. They like to aggravate me because they know that the little girl aggravates me. But before I get into that, I would like to thank everybody for watching. Thank you for the support. Please continue to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Thank you for the love. Now, back to the mess. Rachel! I am doing 2 weeks, you guys, because I was off last week. I had to share a little time with the loved one. It was Lover's Day. It was Valentine. So, I don't have no love for this girl, Rachel. Oh, God. Rachel. So, Rachel's pregnant. And whatnot. Again. And whatnot. At least this time, I think she knows who her baby daddy is. We think it's Cody, the new boyfriend. But who's to say? I don't think it's Cody's. But we're going to go with the story that they presented to us. It's Cody's, y'all. It's Cody's. So, she's pregnant. Cody told her to kill it. He told her to have an abortion when she called and told him. Like, she was happy-ish when she called and told him, like, hey, Cody, guess what? I'm pregnant. He said, so you're going to kill it, right? She's like, no, I can't do that. And she was on the phone like, I feel like such a dumb bitch. I agree. Your words, not mine, but I can agree with you. Because why? Like, everybody was telling you to get on birth control, and there was no reason for you not to be on birth control so that you would not be in a situation. But you just... You were just dumb and lazy and didn't want... The reasons that you gave to not be on birth control, to not use condoms. So Rachel tells her sister that she's gonna have to just get her GED because she's like, I can't go back to school now. I mean, I got 2 babies. Okay, first of all, I mean, you can still go to school. Like, I mean, the baby's not here yet. I mean, I don't know which grade you were in yet. You could possibly finish school and get your high school diploma before the baby comes. I mean, don't completely give up. Like, Jesus Christ. She's like, I gotta get a GED and get a job. You can... Okay. All right. I think once she started talking about getting the GED and getting the job, then that's when she started to think, maybe I should get an abortion, but she's still on the fence. So later on in the episode, she finally decided she was going to keep the baby. I can't say good for her because I mean, that's a woman's choice. I'm not going to say one way or another what a woman should do. That is your choice, and you do what you feel is best for you, period. Now, this week, Rachel finds out that her ex, Drew, is dating her best friend. That's a very interesting situation. Normally, people say, girl code, guy code, you don't date your friends' exes. Me and some friends talked about it one time before and said, what if you have an ex and you realize that they are better together? Like, that's the person they should be with. Would you be objective to them being together? If somebody really was happy, truly happy, would you stand in the way of that just because it was somebody that you dated? It didn't work out between you two, but would you stand in the way of somebody else's happiness? It's sensitive. I mean, I think that it would be very uncomfortable in a sense because it's like, how do you have a relationship with somebody? Like, okay, your best friend is dating somebody that you used to date and you know what that person's like and sexually and everything. It's it's up to those people. I don't know if I would be able to handle that, because I don't want somebody else knowing what my partner, my husband, is, the things. I just don't want them knowing all that, those details. So it's a no for me, but I don't want to say no in way of anyone's happiness either. But it's a lot to take in. Now, Rachel isn't happy about them being together. I mean, she's not like really upset with her friend, but she doesn't want her friend to be with Drew because of the person he is. She was like, he doesn't have a relationship with Hazley because she's saying that Drew's the dad. We don't really know for sure though. So she was like, I just don't want you to get hurt like I did. Don't want you to get knocked up like I did, and then he leaves you. So Drew decides that he wants to come and see Hazley, I guess, to try to show Rachel I'm not a bad person, or whatever his reasoning is. But when he gets there, Rachel tells him, I don't want you in my life. I don't want you to ever come back over here again. And he was like, well, what was the purpose of you letting me come over here? She said, so I could tell you to your face, and I want you to leave my friend alone. He leaves. He was like, no, I won't come back no more. She was like, good. But then she finds out that they're still dating. She goes to go get her friend because she's concerned about her friend's safety being with him. And of course, it gets into a verbal altercation, which then turns almost physical. Cody has to come to her aid because he was like, I'm not going to let a guy get into my girl's face, talk to her crazy. I'm definitely not going to let him hit her. But when they get back to the car, he gets mad at her because he said, you're pregnant. Why would you run up on somebody and put yourself at risk and put our child at risk? Rachel's emotional because she's like, that was my best friend. I'm trying to protect my best friend. You don't understand. He was like, F her. You need to be worried about yourself and our child. You were dumb. He said, I don't normally talk to you like this, but that was dumb for you to do, to put yourself at risk and our child at risk. Now, I understand that the way he talked to her was not the best way to talk to her, but I understand where he was coming from. It's like, why would you do that? Like, I am, that you're pregnant, and that guy don't care nothing about you. Drew don't care nothing about nothing happening to you. So why would you put yourself at risk? I understand you want to protect your friend, but like he said, your friend isn't concerned about your feelings because she's dating your ex. Like, she didn't care nothing about your feelings getting hurt. So unfortunately, it appears right now that Rachel and Cody have broken up because after that little verbal fight, he called her a dumb bitch or something, and that was that. He walked out. He was like, F you. They're young and dumb right now, so that was it. They broke up, and see you next week. Don't know what to say. Now, Brianna. I was rooting for Brianna. I really was rooting for Brianna, so I'm very sad about how this last couple of weeks has went for Brianna. Now, Brianna's sister's here. We know Brianna has a new boo. The family is not too thrilled about the boo. They were not upset about her having a new boyfriend. They were upset about the pace of the relationship. So Vanessa, which is Brianna's sister, and mom were downstairs talking about Jaden, the boyfriend, moving in. This is what we mean by the pace of the relationship. This is history repeating itself, and this is why I said I was rooting for her, because she had started to do better. I thought that she was learning from her previous mistakes and her previous relationships because she had did this before. Now you're doing it again. You date somebody for a little bit and then they move in with you. And she had said this before. She was like, this is the path that I always take. This is the patterns that I always, follow. I don't want to do that this time, but here you are doing it. So now Jaden's living here. And Vanessa and Brianna's mom, Jessica, were not happy about that because it was like, he's living here. She's taking care of him, paying for everything, paying the bills, paying his bills, paying for all the food. Like, he's not contributing. That's a problem for us. Like, he's living off of her. Of course, Brianna's in love, so she's like, you guys are just not being supportive. I don't need your negative energy. This is my house. I pay most of the bills here, so I have a right to say who can live here. If I want my man to stay here, he can stay here. This is true, Brianna. I mean, you have a say-so who can stay if you want to. But they're just trying to look out for your best interest, and they just felt like this was not the best move for you to make. Now, Jaden had moved here without a plan. He just moved. That was a problem for the family. They was like, so what were you going to do when you got here? So what if you didn't know Brianna? What were you going to do? Who were you going to stay with? How were you going to survive? That was like a red flag to them. So they was like, so he had no intentions. You were his plan. So Bryson's birthday was coming up and they planned a family trip. They wanted it to be just a family. But of course Brianna was like, well, Jaden's family now, so I want him to come on a family trip. Vanessa and Jessica said, no, I don't want him here. Vanessa says that she's uncomfortable around Jaden. That pissed Brianna off. And she's like, what has he done to you to make you feel uncomfortable? He doesn't do anything. Just an ugly fight between sisters. If you have a sibling, you understand how siblings fight. And it was a sensitive subject because this is somebody that she has feelings for. And so she was like, he's coming on the trip. I don't care what you guys say. That's it. So they go on the family trip. Once they get on the trip, they go to the beach. At the beach, they have another fight. Because basically, they tell her, I feel like he's using you. She does not want to hear that. She was like, at this point, trip is over. I want to go home. We get to this week, and Brianna finds out that Jaden is still talking to his ex from Texas. Brianna gives him an ultimatum and was like, either you stop talking to your ex or you leave. And Jaden was just like, I don't really see the big deal. I mean, it's not like anything's going on between me and my ex like that. We're just friends. And she said, I don't care. I'm not comfortable with it. I don't like it. Jaden was like, I don't like you putting this pressure on me, making me make this decision. So they broke up. Jaden moves back to Texas. Now, an issue I had with them moving so fast, another issue I had with her moving so fast, was that she had Bryson calling him dad. I didn't like that. I just thought that everything was too fast. You moved him in, you had him around your son, and then you had your son calling him dad, and now he's gone after just maybe a month or so. The baby's gonna notice that he's gone. Brianna found out that the reason why he was still talking to his ex is because they never really stopped dating, I guess you could say, because once he got back a month later, they was together again. They moved into an apartment together, and he let her know that he was just using her for money. So her sister and mom were right. He was just using her. And it was sad to find that out. But that is the situation. So it's like you really do not just learn from your mistakes, Brianna. You really have to follow through with the lessons that you learned. Now, she said that she had been thinking about her ex. I forgot her ex's name. But it looks like she's going to go visit. Or no, her ex is going to come to Oregon. So we'll see how that goes next week. Now, Ashley, they have Holly's birthday. The birthday party was nice, but Ashley and her mom, Miss T, was arguing over getting together the last little pieces for the birthday party. They was arguing over Rice Krispie treats. I've never seen anybody argue over Rice Krispie treats the way her and her mom was arguing over Rice Krispie treats. They had a full-blown argument, not drag out, but they had a full-blown fallout over Rice Krispie treats. But they did come together. They pulled the party off. The party was cute. Bar did come. He helped get everything together. And after the party, Bar wanted to spend some time with Ashley, and Ashley was like, no, we're not doing that. Like, she's trying to set the boundaries between them two. Like, if it's not about Holly and, it's not something for Holly, like, we don't need to be hanging out. So, of course, he got mad, and he was like, well, I'm just going to come and get Holly. So he came and snatched the baby up with an attitude, and Ashley's like, what's wrong with you? And he was just like, nothing. Like, and she was like, I told you, me and you are not hanging out anymore. It's about Holly only. We don't have anything anymore. So they're in a strange place. That transitioning place, it's harder for him than for her. So Ashley lets her mom know after they make up. She apologized for not getting the Rice Krispie treats, and her mom let her know it wasn't just about the Rice Krispie treats. It was just that she wanted Holly to have what they had planned for her to have for her birthday party. And it was just a matter of a commitment. Once you commit to something and you say you're going to do something, just following through. So that's what it was about. It was the principle of the situation. So she let her mom know that she was going to LA. And her sister and some friends were going out to LA again. And her mom asked her, was she going to go see her friend? She was like, maybe. And she was like, so is Bar going to be okay? Does he know? And she said, well, yeah, Bar knows, and he's going to watch Holly, and it is what it is. And if he gets upset about it, then, that's on him, but I have to go on with my life. Well, surely enough, Bar does get upset that she's going out to LA. And he does what Ashley's mom was afraid of. He brought Holly back before she left. So Ashley was like, fine, I didn't have no problem with that. I can take my daughter with me to LA. What I'm doing out here in LA, it's not like it's something that my daughter can't be a part of. It's not like it was like a girls' day, like they was going out to those strip clubs or nothing like that. It was just a cool weekend or whatever. Now, Holly goes out there with Ashley. She does end up meeting Brizo. Bar finds out, and Bar gets mad because he's like, you're not supposed to be introducing Holly to nobody that you're dating or whatever. But Bar, you have to take some responsibility for that. You did this on some petty stuff. So you can't get mad at her Because she told you. She said, I'm going to LA. I need you to watch Holly. You thought that if I send Holly back home, you won't go nowhere. She told you, well, if you bring Holly back home, I'm going to take Holly to LA. And while I'm out in LA, I'm going to be around so-and-so. So that was on you. You should have got back in your car and said, fine, I'll keep her then. But you didn't. You thought that she was just playing. So when it happened, you can't then have no attitude and start posting and tweeting and Instagram and stuff. It's like, Bar, I don't have sympathy for you because it's like the relationship is over. I know you don't want it to be over. But in that same sense, you're not doing anything to win her back at this point. She has to go on with her life just like you have to go on with your life, and you have to learn to co-parent. Now, while Ashley was out there, she did meet with Cheyenne, which is another teen mom, who also had to learn to co-parent with an ex that she was in love with, it. They had a relationship with. And she was just telling her, it's about setting boundaries. You guys have to establish boundaries. And once y'all establish those boundaries, it will help make it a smoother situation between you two. So, Kayla had the baby. They have moved. And Kayla is having an issue with Stefan, because Stefan is asking to see Isaiah, but he has not paid child support. And he says that he is too busy working to see him for the last month. But it's like, okay, if you're so busy, then you should have some money to pay your child support. Something don't add up. If you working 80 hours a week, just saying hypothetically, then you should have money. If you don't have money, then either you're not working 80 hours a week, or you have some other obligation that you have not made me aware of that is impacting your ability to pay your child support. And if that is the case, then you need to be communicating with me, because the 80 hours a week is affecting your ability to come and spend time with your child, and you not paying child support is bothering me. So that is double the problem for me. I just felt like it was it's the BS. I just feel like it's some BS. Now that they have moved and the baby is here, Kayla is feeling the fears of what that she was scared of about moving. She's up there, she's by herself with the 2 kids, and Luke is out enjoying college life. He's hanging out, he's going to the bar, he's going out with friends. She doesn't have friends yet. She just has 2 kids. She's feeling lonely. She's afraid that if she moves back home, that she will not have their relationship, because she says she can't do a long distance relationship. So she's just kind of, and she might be experiencing some postpartum. She just had a baby too. So she just has a lot going on. She tells Luke, and Luke was just like, well, I just was hanging out just this past week. It wasn't like I've been hanging out every weekend, every week since we've been here. It's just been this past week. And she said, I said it's been just this week. And he was like, okay, well, don't make it seem like I've been out every week. And she was like, no, I'm just saying it's been just this week. She said, I just wanted you to know how I was feeling. I didn't want to keep going on like this and you not know. And he was like, well, please just give it a little more time before you make any drastic decisions. And she was just like, okay. And she said she didn't realize how bad it was going to be. She knew that she was going to feel it a little bit, but she didn't know it was going to be this bad until now that she's gotten into it. It's a lot to move somewhere where you don't know anybody. And it's just you. And you have to start all over. And that's basically what she's having to do. She's having to start all over. But the problem is she can't go anywhere. Because she was like, she can barely even take a shower because there's nobody to watch the kids. It's like until they go to sleep or something, she can't even wash her butt. So I hope she can hang it in there and work through it. Now, Kaya. I feel bad for Kaya right now because Kaya and Tiaja are having problems as usual. Kaya is trying to balance a lot. She has Carla, Xavion's mother, demanding more time. But their relationship is not there yet. They're still trying to work on their relationship. And then she is trying to deal with her relationship with Tiazon. So with Carla is, going back telling Xavion, oh yeah, I haven't seen the baby yet. She's still keeping the baby from me. I don't know what more, that girl want from me. I can't wait for you to get out. So then I can just be removed from the situation. You can just take over from there. And it's just like the attitude. And it's like, you took responsibility for where your relationship was for that moment. But now it seems like you're reverting back a little bit. Like, I don't know why that girl still got attitude. I mean, just because you apologize and you acknowledge it, it's like you still can't, negate that her feelings will still hurt. It doesn't erase it just because you said, oh, I acknowledge what I did. I'm sorry. Okay, now we can start to repair. You're still in that repairing phase. It doesn't just go from repaired to fixed just from apologizing. So Kaya is trying to, since her and Tiaza went to that counseling session, she's trying to work on her relationship with Tiaza. She takes her out on a date to do something fun, something different out of their comfort zone. They go rock climbing to an indoor rock climbing. Tiaza was not there for it. She did not want to do it. She got mad. Kaya was like, well, let's just do it. I know it seems scary, but it's fun. Just try it. Tiaza refused. She refused to. She said, I'm not doing it. I don't like heights. This is dumb. You should have told me what we was going to do. If you would have told me we was doing this, I would have told you no. And Kaya just felt like I put my time and effort into planning this and you won't even give it a try. She said, you're right. I'm not giving it a try. I don't want to do this. I don't want to be here. And it just seemed like it was more to it going on with her, with Tiaza. Like it was something more going on with her than just, I don't want to do this. Because Kaya was really calm and she was just like, we have to step outside of our comfort zone. This is what they was talking about in counseling. We have to try and she was, Tiaza was like, that was just one counseling session. You can't expect everything to change overnight. And Kaya was like, I understand that, but this is a step. Like, let's try. So Tiaza just had an attitude. Like, she was not wanting to be there. She did not want to do this. So apparently they go home and over the next day or two, they've just been arguing. And Kaya's mama's kind of over it. And she says that they need to make a decision on what they want to do. Because she's tired of the arguing. She's tired of Kaya being in the place that she's in, and she's tired of Tiaza being sad all the time. And every time they start to talk, Kaya just gets so upset, and she gets to yelling, and then she gets to crying, and you have Tiazan over here trying to talk in a more calmer voice, but then she gets in her feelings a little bit, and then it's like, you guys just need to just let it go at this point. And that's what it came down to. Tiazan said that she don't want to do it no more. And Kaya was hurt. Because she was just like, you're not even trying. Like, you didn't even try to work it out. Like, you didn't even try to make the relationship work anymore. You didn't, like, she's like, you're not even fighting for it anymore. She said, you're right. I'm not fighting for it because I don't want it no more. Kaya breaks down. She's crying. And it's like she's pleading with her. Please stay with me, like, please. And her mom was like, you can't make nobody want to be with you. You can't keep nobody that don't want to be kept. Let it go. And Tiazan's feeling is, don't make me feel bad for not wanting to be here. So it was sad. Because she looked her in her eyes and just told her, I don't want to be here with you anymore. Like, there's no part in my body that wants to be here anymore. And for somebody to say that to you, that hits your core in a way that is undescribable for somebody to look you in your face. But Tiazan felt like that was the only way to get Kaya to understand that I mean that I don't want to be in this relationship anymore, because she felt like if she kept saying it every other way, that Kaya was going to keep trying and keep trying. So she said she felt like she had to say it in a hurtful way for her to back up. So I really do feel bad for Kaya, because it's like she really wanted this relationship, but it's over. And it's probably for the best, because I felt like Tiazan was just not ready for a relationship that Kaya needs if she's going to be in a relationship with somebody. And I do wish her the best. I do. I hope that it'll all work out for her and the baby. So yeah, it ended on a sad note. It did. So that's all I have today, you guys. I hope everybody has a wonderful Saturday. Get out and love someone, hug someone. Bye, you guys.